Hello and welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about what it looks like for someone who has already manifested everything that they initially set out to manifest. I know many of you, perhaps you are getting started or you are dabbling in the world of the law of attraction and anything that has to do with life of your dreams, leveling up, and all these good things. Maybe even a bit of feminine energy, masculine energy, calling in, I don't know, there's this words that are very popular right now, like provider, marriage, dating with intention, and all these good things. So I am someone who I started many years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And when I started, I was very lost. Very lost in every sense of the world, of the word. I was somebody who was deeply wounded physically and mentally. I had a lot of things that had to be worked through. I had a lot of things that were difficult to heal, and that I learned very quickly that in order to get the life that I wanted, I needed to heal all of those things. So the process wasn't always pretty, but it was very enjoyable. And that's something that I want you to get in your head. Easy isn't always the enjoyable part. It doesn't have to be easy in order for it to be enjoyable. It can be hard, it can be difficult, it can take a toll on you and still be fun and still be enjoyable. Many religions talk about this, about enjoying the process. And I know it's easier said than done, but once you get into the hold of things and you get into really understanding that the journey is what takes you there and the journey is what gives you what you ultimately want. When you find yourself going through something that feels difficult, you end up enjoying it. You think, okay, this is just the plot of the movie. This is the plot of my movie, the plot of the things that is about to come. So, whether it's money, whether it's love, think about it as a great love story. And that love story coming into you and into your heart in the best of ways, which is always with some backstory to it, which I know it's sometimes it may be difficult to understand, but once you get the hold of understanding how that backstory is important for you, you start enjoying it. And that's what I ended up doing towards the end of everything. I manifested love, I manifested marriage, I manifested a great place to live, a great deal of love in my family life, in my love life. Not only getting married is one thing, but getting married to somebody who loves you and having a good marriage is a completely different thing. And that's something that I very quickly learned. So I just noticed, and I was thinking about this and how the other end of manifesting looks like after you have already gotten most of the things that you already wanted. So perhaps you already wanted and you loved and you achieved many of the things that you already had on your vision board, and there's comes a point where you kind of run out of things to manifest. Let me tell you, there comes a point where you have to really dig deep and think to yourself, what is it that you want next, or if you want anything at all. And that is when a very magical thing happens. Um, and that is when you go inside, you go deeper instead of further away. So that's when you understand that your relationship with yourself matters a lot. That's when you understand that things don't give you happiness. Sometimes you face noticing that many of the things that you perhaps manifested can also cause some turmoil in your life, and that's part of maturing. So when you already manifested everything that you want, um, you can do two things. One is you can start rejecting the things that you manifested, which is really dangerous because you end up thinking that any discomfort that these things may bring you, it's unwanted or unnecessary. When in reality, you may have gotten a lot of physical things, and now it is simply time for you to go deeper. And once you heal yourself on the inside, that's when you can start to truly, truly enjoy the rest of the things that you already have. So, marriage is nothing unless you're able to hold what it means. A marriage is complicated, it's something difficult, but it's something very beautiful. And if you are manifesting from a place of just wanting Prince Charming or an ATM machine, which is pretty common nowadays, or a provider just to look pretty in pictures with, then you're gonna find that the very thing that you manifested is gonna bring a lot of turmoil to your life, and it's not gonna feel good. So don't fret, don't be scared if you are in that spot. Do not stop just wanting or manifesting things because of this, but I do want you to be ready in order to get the best and the most out of the things that you want to get. So if you want to manifest love, you need to learn how to love yourself. If you want to manifest money, you have to find yourself worthy of it. If you want a provider, you need to learn how to receive, but also how to give of what you provide, because there's a lot of things that women provide. It may not be money, it may not be physical work, or it could be as well, but there's many things that women provide in a relationship and in a marriage that some of these coaches don't teach you about, and I think that's kind of unfair many times. So always take a look at yourself, take a look and see if you are the reciprocal of the things that you want to have. So if you want to have a perfect family, think to yourself of how you relate to that family, if you think that is actually possible, if you think that that is something that you deserve, or if you are the person that is worthy of having that kind of family. So a lot of people don't understand the difference between being worthy and just being deserving of something, I guess, will be the difference. Everybody's worthy, everybody has the same worth. We're human beings, we're children of God, we are divine creatures, we're just experiencing earth through our spirit. And you're worth it just because of that. You are a divine creature, you're a child of God, and all of those things. But one inherent truth is that many times you do get, or do you do receive things based on your, and I want to put a huge asterisk on this word, but based on your effort. So effort isn't always physical work. So you think you effort sounds like a lot of work, a lot of things that you have to do, but sometimes effort is simply sitting down with your journal, sitting down in prayer, and thinking really deep about who is the person who is able to hold what I want. So if you want $1 million, who's the person who's able to hold $1 million? If you want a happy marriage, who's the person who's able to hold a happy marriage? And then if you go deeper and deeper and smaller, you think about, I want a husband that works out and is conscious about his health, which is very important for most people. So you need to think to yourself, who is the person able to hold a healthy husband? Am I willing to understand his food, his workouts, his schedules? Am I able to hold the discipline? Am I able to me myself be reciprocal for that? And the reciprocal isn't always being healthy yourself or caring about health yourself. It's about respecting and holding the health that he wants for himself. And you can apply this to absolutely everything. You can apply this to anything on your love list, which, if you don't know what a love list is, I highly recommend that you go and you investigate a bit about it, because that's definitely the pillar that gave me the relationship of my dreams. That was the thing that made the huge difference and that helped me work out and kind of back engineer what I'm telling you. When I started doing my list, I also made sure that I was the reciprocal of the things on that list. And sometimes those things are not obvious. Sometimes if you see something there, you think, oh, a reciprocal of a giver is a giver, or a reciprocal of a giver is a receiver, and that's it. When actually it goes so much deeper and it goes really specific and hyper specific to who you are. So everybody wants a great husband, everybody wants a great man, and everybody wants to be a great woman. But what is a great woman for you? What are the attributes and the skills and the things that you consider important for you to have in the future? And then who is the person who's able to have a woman like that? So again, this is like a back engineering that you can do either from his side towards you or from your side towards him. And I recommend doing it all the way from both sides, depending on how much you know yourself, how much you understand yourself. When you're really young, maybe you're in your teens or in your 20s, and you don't really understand yourself, but you have a really hyper um, romanticized version of love, it's fine to do it from the person onto you. But when you're a bit older and you have a more precise and strong idea of who you are, you may do it from you towards him. Now, I do always recommend that women understand and learn themselves and understand how their hearts work and how their personality and their being works. But that is not always the case. And most of the times, I've noticed a lot of women actually build their personalities based on things that they see, maybe Instagram, maybe movies, maybe just random ideas that you get nowadays from pop culture. And I think it's great that you can pick and choose certain things from media and from stuff that you see around, but it's always important to get to know yourself. And I don't think you have to be perfect or understand yourself to perfection before having a husband. Actually, you can always grow in love, you can always grow within a relationship. You will never be the same person, but it is very important that when you are trying to call in someone, you know how to identify perfectly if that person aligns with what you want or if he doesn't. And that's where a love list comes in. So that was a little bit of two things. One, life after manifesting, some of the things that you think about after you have gotten everything in your vision board. It is a great place to be. I'm not gonna lie, it's blissful, happy, it's amazing, it feels great. And it also comes with the shadows, which you should be ready for. And if you can work them through, the faster the better, because then it's even more happiness, even more bliss. But never fall into the trap of thinking, okay, what's next is the good thing. Okay, what's next is the good thing. Okay, what is next is the good thing. No, the good thing is right now, especially since you start in this journey. The good thing is from the first thing that you manifest, from the first time that you realize that you can actually create your reality. That is the good thing. So if you have manifested as much as $5 on the street, then you are already living in the good thing. There's stages to it, of course. You start manifesting one thing, two things, five things. You start getting a lot of money, getting family, getting the love of your life, getting all of these good things. But then after that, there is a deeper layer that most people don't tend to until they are forced to go deeper, until they face some sort of dissatisfaction. That's when they start actually working on the deeper layers, which is your happiness, your bliss, your relationship with God, with the spirit, with your soul, your relationship with the world. And I think this is the final key to manifest the pure bliss and tranquility and just a state of pure happiness and pure relaxation and pure trust and being okay without having control. And that is for me one of the final stages, or at least the stage that I'm in, right? Because then as I grow older, I'm guessing there will be more things that are going to come into play that I don't know about yet. But I'll tell you about what I know, which is several years of working through many, many things and being so insanely grateful with God for all the things that have come my way and the many things that will come my way and the happiness that I live in right now. So sometimes I have cried tears of joy. I have cried tears of the very happiness of just seeing what's in the world for me. It's like I know that we are spirits, that we are souls that go and come and go and come and go, and that um, God has an end for us, which maybe we're not sure of what it is now. But I think living in this world and going through this life without enjoying it is like going to Disneyland and not writing anything, not writing the rights. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm here, but I'll leave, so I won't enjoy it anyway because I'll leave anyway. So never fall into the trap. That could be, there's two traps to spiritualism. One is excessive spiritualism, where it's like you cannot even exist in a normal world anymore, and the other one is materialism, which is you just want to manifest money and more people, more men and more providers and more money and more bags and more jewelry, whatever. So there's always those two sides. If you see yourself falling into any of those, I encourage you to stop yourself and go into the deeper layer, which is the next step after manifesting everything that you wanted. Thank you. Bye bye.